Hush. Hold up, this the game that chose us. Pioneer started on my corner like the Cold Crush.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Shad Goodie coming to you week 4. You know what this is. This is the tape. Now, week 4, we got the Oakland Raiders coming in 2-1, trying to match their win total from last year on the lakefront against the Bears, who are 0-3. Now, the Bears, after 3 weeks, have looked really bad. However, if you look in the win-loss column, there's no shame losing to the Cardinals, the Packers, as well as the Seahawks, who might be the 3 best teams in the conference. So, let's look and see how the Bears fare in this week's matchup. Offense. Now, when you start off with the Raiders, it's been a complete overhaul. This team is led by a 3-headed monster, and it's a filthy one. Young guys, Derek Carr, sophomore quarterback, who's already almost 700 yards in the air, and you talk about a turnover to interception ratio of 5-1. That's really good for a young QB. And he has a legitimate outside weapon for the first time in Oakland in a long fucking time. When you talk about Amari Cooper, first round draft pick, this dude is a legitimate stud. I expect him to be an all-pro pretty soon. Talk about those two tearing them up, as well as Michael Crabtree making some plays in the possession game, and you talk about the workhorse running back and Mr. Latavius Murray. This is an offense that's trending up, and there's nothing to fuck around with. As far as the Bears, without Jay Cutler, let's call it what it is. This is not an NFL offense. Talking about missing Alshon Jeffrey for the last few weeks, and it's been a fucking rough time doing anything in the passing game. Now, the Bears haven't been able to continue to establish a good tempo in the run game, where Jeremy Langford as well as Jarquez Rogers has contributed in a complementary role to Matt Forte. Now, Matt was banged up last week against Seattle, but what running back doesn't get banged up against the Legion? However, if the Bears continue what Adam Gase has tried to do so far and keep this a conservative ball control approach, what John Fox likes to do, you give yourself a shot. However, without being able to score points, and last week the Bears didn't have one red zone attempt, it's going to be fucking long day in the yard if they can't get big plays in the passing game. So when you look at the advantage on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going over. As for defense, when you look at the Bears, let's call it what it is. It's the worst defense in football, giving up 35 points a game. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a product of that. Carson Palmer too. Oh yeah, and Russell Wilson. What the fuck? That's a tough 3 games. However, they get a little bit of reprieve. Even though the Raiders are improved, I think the Bears match up a little bit better this week, considering the fact that you don't have to deal with the double-headed monster from every aspect of the field. You get that quarterback position, when you're dealing with the elite guys, they can really make a bad defense look worse. And I'm not saying that Derek Carr isn't legit. He just isn't at that caliber yet in his career. So the Bears getting Jay Ratliff back can keep this game competitive if they can play like they did in the first half. They definitely had some mental breakdowns in the second half after Seattle made some adjustments, so they're going to have to correct that shit early in the game. Linebacker-wise, you know they moved Jared Allen and Jonathan Bostic, and they got rid of Brock Vereen. So that means that this team is trying to go directly to a 3-4, and it's an evaluation time. So Willie Young, Lamar Houston, your number's up. Because Mr. McPhee last week played like a fucking animal. So I'm looking for some plays for some guys that ain't did shit on the tape from what I'm looking at the film. Now on the defensive side for the Raiders, led by Mr. Khalil Mack, this dude is a goddamn idiot. I'm telling you, everywhere on the field. Sacking the quarterback, stopping the run. This dude's running from side to the sideline. I'm telling you, it's a problem. When you look at that back end, Mr. 39-year-old Charles Woodson is still playing. Yeah, Charles Woodson. But from a leadership standpoint, him and Justin Tucker have been able to establish this young unit that's flying around and ball hawking and keeping them pretty consistent. Last week, they pretty much made Josh McCown look like an ass. Well, everybody makes Josh McCown look like an ass. But last week, they were really impressive, especially in the second half, where they were able to stop that Cleveland Browns offense at all. They weren't able to get shit rolling. So, all things considered, based on the matchup, even though I think the Bears will do a little bit better in this matchup than people think, still going to advantage defense. Oakland. Special teams. Well, let's call it what it is. The Bears special teams, I don't know what the fuck's going on. 2 weeks in a row, long-ass returns. Now, we called out Tyler Lockett last week, so that's not a surprise. But this unit has given up the same fucking play every week. And it's like, you look in the film room and it's a talent situation, I'm not sure. But the guys that they brought in this week for the practice trials are definitely going to be trying out to move some guys out of that special teams lineup. So we're looking for some guys that can go down there and put a hat on some fucking ball. On the lakefront, I want to see some physicality when they kick that ball out. Or Robbie Gould kicking in the stands like other kickers do. As for the Oakland Raiders, Seabass is a motherfucker, kicking 70 yards consistently for 10 years. And we're talking about their special teams coverage unit. They haven't really gave up the big play, so I'm gonna call it an easy one. Special teams advantage. Oakland. Intangibles. Well, like I said in the outcome, the Raiders are looking to match the win totals from last year. And considering this is a team that hasn't been to the playoffs or had any type of success other than being the fucking laugh stock of the NFL, they're going to try to come to the lakefront and get their third win this year. Now, the arrow is pointing to the high, so I'm looking at them being a really confident team and coming to the lakefront, looking at the Bears as a team that they can come in and stomp on. Now, for the Bears, I think this week, after the moves that we've seen Ryan Pace make, you definitely understand what this team is about. They're in the evaluation process. And right now, every player on this team is going to have to earn their stripes. And you look at that defensive side of the ball, I know Mr. J. Ratliff is coming back, but you're going to have to see them play a lot more consistent and a lot more physical. I mean, they matched up well in the first half in Seattle. I know Beast Mode wasn't on the field much, but they were able to get to Russell Wilson, which is something we have not seen this year. So if they can continue to improve each game, this is definitely a matchup, considering there's no Aaron Rodgers on the field, that they probably be able to get to Derek Carr and keep this under control. They can keep this game close defensively and not give up the big play to Mr. Cooper. They give themselves a shot in the fourth quarter. However, I think it's coming down to the quarterback position. And I didn't see shit from Jimmy Clausen that makes me think that he's going to be anything worth having any confidence in. So, all things considered, look at these two teams. Can the Bears get their first win? Not sure. I'm going Oakland 24, Bears 20. Well, if I'm wrong on this one, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm definitely not going to bet against it. This has been your boy Shad Goodie coming to you from the tape once again, and you know where you can holler at me this Sunday at Shad on Sports in the Live in Game 3. I appreciate y'all to continue to support the movement. Come on to show up and show out. And remember, if you break out that grill and got them brats and them beers rolling, make a shot for your boy. Shout out to the boy Next. This has been your boy Shad Goodie, and I'll let you next week from the tape.
Cause I'll have your reverend standing up at your podium, your mama falling over him like